Survivor Philadelphia. Second season of Survivor Philadelphia.
The Philadelphia Eagles are Super Bowl champions.
As here's a drive in a deep left field by Castellanos.
And the hunt is on for the idol.
But it ain't about how hard you hit.
The winner of Survivor Philadelphia Season 2.
It's about how hard you can get it and keep moving forward. How much you can take.
Survivor Philadelphia.
What's going on? We are back. Your not Philadelphia duo, because I'm from Philadelphia. He's currently in DC, but by way of Mississippi. But your Survivor Philadelphia Season 3 duo. We are back covering Survivor Season 3, Episode 5. I'm so excited to be joined by Mr. Timmy Bridgman. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Bryce. I'm feeling amazing. I'm ready to dial it up just like this episode. So it's good to be here once again.
Yes, come on with the Robinette tagliners, dial it up. I always love the way Alex G, who is the creator of Survivor Philadelphia, I love the titles that he picks, right? Whenever I see the title, I'm always like, when am I going to see it in the episode, or will it speak to me? And as I'm taking my trusty notes for the episode, I didn't really watch what the episode title was, but I saw that line by Robinette, and she was like, if Drake on 100, or we got to dial it up like Drake. And I definitely wrote Drake on 100. And then when I went back, I was like, wow, that's the name of the episode. So I always love these little trinkets of what the episode will be. But this is a very special episode, so I'm excited to get into it this week with you.
Very, very special episode. We see some very big, important stars come spend a little of their time with us and so much more. But Bryce, the episode is great, first of all, but starts off once again at the Sands of Time, where we see Emma. Emma was just voted out of the game, and she comes into the Sands of Time. And for Jen, it's immediately on site, where Jen wants to talk about everything that happened. And most importantly, in this Sands of Time moment, we get to see everybody share their story and just connect across their differences. And I don't know about you, Bryce, I just thought it was a really beautiful, powerful moment just to see so many different people from so many different walks of life connect. And I know it was a couple different moments there that I wanted to touch on, but it was just really great overall and really beautiful.
Absolutely. You know, I love representation. I think representation is so important. And so I love to hear people's stories. Sometimes you can't judge a book by its cover. However, I do think Emma didn't have but 3 seconds before she walked into the Sands of Time. First of all, she was confronted by Jen. But before she was confronted by Jen, Amir said, did you write my name? Okay. Amir wanted answers. And I love it. And I really want to start we the people petition.com or .org, because I really feel like the Sands of Time really should be Jen of Time, because it's like y'all thought y'all was voting Jen out first. But baby, little do y'all know, Jen is getting more screen time than most of Fairmount and all of Roxborough. Okay, Jen steals the show every minute that she is on it.
Yes, every episode. I feel like getting to see and hear Jen's stories, I'm like, wow, if I was in the game and she was in the game, we both were there at the same time, I would have been wooed over just by how rich and how deep her experiences have been, and just so many different things she's been able to experience and just tell us about, just overall in general. And on that, I think, yeah.
Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, on that is one story that really stands out to me out there is when we get to hear Kristen talk about being feeling like she's a baby adult. And I thought that was just so cute and adorable, because I feel her. She just signed her lease. I just signed a lease in July. I'm feeling like a baby toddler now instead of a baby adult. I mean, a toddler adult instead of a baby adult now. And to me, that was just so wholesome. But more importantly, when Amir gets to talk about his relationship with like his identity and being queer, but also being religious too, And as somebody who came from the South, where even still to this day, some people might put two and two against each other, but in reality, it's kind of like, no, I was praying with my grandmama the other day, and then I still sometimes pray for a man, but that's a different topic, a different story.
Come on, but
So
hold
it was
on.
just
But
beautiful.
let's just take a second. Father God, in the name of Jesus, send them in. Okay. Send them our way. Oh, Roshatabas. Okay. Oh, send them
Amen.
our way. Amen. Let the church say amen.
I know that's right. Hallelujah.
Mm, mm. Okay. Because I still feel like a baby adult. I'm just trying to figure out where my man at. Okay. And listen, if you listen to the podcast, if you watch Survivor Philadelphia, I'm feeling like my man is probably in one of these episodes, because in every episode you get about 4, 5, 7, 8, 9 goddamn dog walkers. Okay. And some of them, I mean, listen, okay, that's the favorite part. And this is more of an insider joke, but and this is specifically to Alex G. The favorite part of my episode, or the favorite part of the episode, because we are 5 episodes in, and every episode we get to see the cameraman Dan. Okay. Dan think he is incognito, but Dan, you are not invisible. Every week we see Dan, if it's at tribal council, if he's in all black, he's standing there like this. I'm like, look at Dan. Yeah, but yeah, hearing Amir's story was just really so special. It touches my heart, but it also just makes me so angry sometimes, just specifically.
Mhm.
And I can only speak from my experience, like in the black community. And it's like, sometimes our families love to like want to condemn the gays, right? Meanwhile,
Mhm.
mom got 4 or 5 baby dads. Meanwhile, Uncle Tommy over here committing adultery. Meanwhile,
Mhm.
yeah, you wasn't married when you had me, wedlock, but y'all love to pick and choose what Bible verses or what of this and that. And it's like, the Bible is supposed to bring people together, not separate us. So it's like, I feel Amir, but at the same time, it makes me so incredibly like upset, right? Like, it's 2024. We
Mhm.
shouldn't have to go through that. In the same time, Jen, God damn it,
Yes.
Jen, if I don't love you already, if I haven't fell for you already, like hearing her story about like her best friend Butchie, during, I want to believe it's like the 70s or the 80s with the AIDS epidemic,
Mhm.
and her going to visit him. And it's funny because my mom shares this story about, I had an Uncle Bobby that I unfortunately never got the opportunity to meet because he died of AIDS as well. And my mom has a very similar story where when he was diagnosed, like no one in the family wanted to deal with him just because they didn't know. It was kind of almost like, we just went through COVID. And in the beginning of COVID, we didn't know how you could catch it or what was going on. And so my mom always just shares these stories about like how Uncle Bobby would be on the 3rd floor. No one that lived in the family home wanted to deal with him. And my mom always says, like, she was always the person that was like, I don't know how you get it, but at the end of the day, that's my brother, and
Mhm.
I'm going to support my brother. And so just hearing Jen talk about that, and Jen going back home, putting on her police uniform to go feed Butchie, and as she's leaving after she fed her friend, seeing that there are other trays on the floor because other people haven't eaten, and she just still devotes her time to the community. It's like, Jen is just such a gift. And when she tells these
Yes.
stories, I'm like, girl, that's why your ass got voted out first. Because who wants to, like, you're the perfect person in the world. Like, like you are, she just really honestly has a heart of gold.
Yes, it was so beautiful. Like, and even talking about it now, I'm getting teary in my heart because it is so beautiful, which is more the reason why ain't nobody gonna sit next to you at the very end, Jen. That in itself, you just being so great as a person, is just, you can't go to a jury and not vote for
Right.
Jen if you knew all of this.
Absolutely. And she can't help but to talk about it. Like, she can't help but to, like, share her story. And that's the thing that I love about it. So I am very sad that she got voted out first, but I'm also so happy that she did, because it's like each episode we just get so much more of her. So
Mhm.
it's great.
Yes, and you know what else is great? I got my passport now. I ain't been out of the
Oh,
country, but I know what I
really?
want to do. I want to go island hopping, which is the
Oh,
title of this challenge, island hopping.
with
So one at
the
a
lime and
time.
the coconut, lime and the coconut,
Okay.
lime and the
So
coconut.
Fiji on the list for me, maybe. I want to go there
Okay.
one day. It's you got the Bermuda. It's so many
Mm.
different places you can go in the world. So I'm trying to travel. I don't know about you, Bryce.
Yes. Well, I I'm a little older than you, but not by much. But in my lifetime, I've had to replace my passport because it's expired 3 times because I got my passport at a very young age. But my second passport, I had to file for the extender because I've been some places, I've seen some things. So, yes, explore this world. Sometimes I feel like we get so caught up in like our own little bubble and we like explore the world and take a friend with you.
I know that's right. And something I want to take with me in this game is immunity
Mm.
because one at a time, a member of each tribe has to go head to head against a member of the opposite tribe. And the goal is to score points by throwing a sandbag onto a board that has different
It's
points
cornhole. Just
for
say
the
it. It's
area.
cornhole. Damn
It's
it. It's
cornhole.
cornhole, Alex G.
It's
Try and make
cornhole.
it cornhole. Okay. Just say the arts and craft department effed up and y'all didn't get the circles how y'all wanted to. So y'all just it's cornhole. And so I have a very hard relationship with cornhole because on my season of Survivor, Kakion, that's something that they liked to play in they like spare time. And I remember saying they're like, I'm from Philly. We don't play cornhole. Okay. Fast forward to a decade later, Baby Survivor Philadelphia, they playing cornhole.
We playing cornhole, and it's a little twist on top of it though, because one of the spaces in the cornhole board
Mhm.
has an advantage, a personal advantage for the first person in the entire game to get it, not just in your round. But something else
Mhm.
is a little different about this challenge, Bryce, because it's not just an immunity challenge; it's a
Oh.
reward challenge,
Oh.
and we get to spend some quality time if you win this reward with none other than Survivor legends themselves, Philly icons, the baby boy,
Oh.
Bryce Isaiah, and
Oh.
James to the Jones
Okay.
himself
I
as part of our award with some candy as well.
with some candy. First of all, it was my run up for me. Okay. Why I have to like in my mind, I was like, ooh, I'm gonna give him some Baywatch. I'm gonna be like, I watched the video back and I'm like, hey y'all. Ugh. But yeah, it was so fun to see everyone out there. I was cracking up because I don't really remember what I said, but not me talk about okay, 92. And of course, Ryan ass is ready. Okay. Mind you, I didn't know at the time that he was an exotic dancer, but I was just like, oh, look at 92. Talk about I want to be in the Zaddy calendar. You could be in the Zaddy calendar, Ryan, when you drop the location of where your place of employment is. I know where your full-time job is. But where's that part-time job? We trying to figure out something.
Yes, and I remember seeing everybody pop up. I'm so excited because inside you can see it on the outside, Bryce. We talked about this. On the inside, I'm like, oh my god, like we gotta win this challenge. I'm so excited. I seen them on TV. I follow Bryce on Twitter. Bryce follow me on Twitter. I'm feeling all this on the inside, but my face is showing this is the immunity challenge. We just won the last one. We gotta win this next one too. And that did happen, Bryce.
Oh,
we
okay. Well,
we
first of all,
we
they was
definitely
accusing you of some things this challenge because okay, one of your pitches didn't seem like it was going near the hole it should have been or the. So I need to ask you that. Were you aiming for that advantage, Timmy? Because on there you said no, but I said, oh, I'm going to ask him right now.
actually, no, I wasn't. I wasn't. I know. I'm so glad this not Throwviver because we might have had it to need a different cast.
Wow.
But
Okay, because you and Jasmine, Jasmine is my girl. Look, Jasmine, what board was you throwing at?
but no, I was trying to go low. It went a little too low, but yeah, it was not good.
Because I was,
But mhm.
but I also felt like the other team was stacked. They had Ryan, who's a professional. Well, I think he works in finance. he used to play baseball, and we know he's a
Yes.
private dancer. Then Sunshine just looks like he played baseball before. So I just felt like the tribes were a little uneven.
Yes, and I will say, no shade. I love my OG Purple Tribe, but when we saw the first throw-in challenge, we saw how that went. So this time around, it wasn't super different, but we gave it our all. We tried our best, but ultimately, our tribe, New Roxborough, did lose, and New Fairmount got the chance to spend some quality time with y'all while they enjoyed the sweetness of the candy. We were left with the bitterness of tribal council that was coming. But Bryce, I want to ask you, what was it like being back out there? What did you think about the New Fairmount tribe as you had some time to spend with them?
So I was excited to be, 10 minutes from my house because I live in Chestnut Hill, so that where that is very close to my house. I was excited. I love to meet people. I love, I love the Survivor community, but I was a little disappointed, if I'm being honest. They was not saying much. They were keeping it so cute. Like, I was like, hey, your name Paige? Paige was like, if that's what they told you. I was like, oh, okay. I'm like, dang. Like, I'm like, oh, you Sunshine. Did you paint the faces? He was like, I guess. I was like, oh, okay. Only person that wanted to talk was Gabe. And when Gabe was talking, he was just saying how a horrible story he had and all of this stuff. And like, it's funny, I remember saying to him how it reminded a lot of me on my time, and your words have power. And I think that it's important for you to want to maybe make yourself seem attractable to this other tribe, but also speak power into your life. And it was so interesting to hear Gabe as he did his confessional and was essentially saying back that Bryce was like, I gotta speak life into myself. So it was really good, but it was fun. I do remember. Now I will tell y'all this, I wasn't trying to cheat, but I was trying to cheat a little bit. So one of the PA staff, I forget, I want to say it's Lauren. She gave me the kid. First of all, I'm scared of Lauren. I think Lauren from Survivor season 2, I'm scared of her because when she was out there helping out with this season, Lauren would be like, quiet on the set. I would be like, oh, don't say nothing. But she gave me the candy, and then she was just like, there's something in here. So make sure. And so when people was coming to get the candy, I wasn't trying to cheat, but I was like,
yeah, are you looking for a Kit Kat? You want if you don't like chocolate, we got some Advantage caramel in there. If you look a little bit.
I'm like, and the first person that got candy was Ryan. His old big back self was like, oh, it's Kit Kat. And I'm like, no one took the bait. I felt like, am I doing something wrong? I took it so personal to me. I'm like, nobody is getting here.
It's like, hey,
oh, you sure you want that Skittles? Cause I hear the Kit Kats is kitty catting. But
it might be at the bottom.
Might be at the bottom. You never know. But another thing, because we gotta talk about Sunshine.
Yes.
I'm keeping my mother effing. I've been saying this since episode 1. When Sunshine, when Paige got the chocolate, the treat, I just ooh, Paige got it. I was excited. But to hear that Sunshine is the one that put it in Paige's ear to check it, and then we hear Sunshine in the back yeah, I told her to do it because I know that if somebody has it, it's something I can use against them. I say, oh, he's serious, or it's something that I don't say anything and they know that they can build trust with me. I said,
listen, Sunshine is smart. That man is smart. I didn't know this, but it made so much sense for him to be like, I'm not going to be the one to find the advantage. I'm going to let you find the advantage. And I'm going to let you know that I know that you got that advantage. So you ain't got no trust, and you ain't got no choice but to trust me. Sunshine was playing this game like he a mafia boss at this point.
I feel like we should probably make a police report because I'm pretty sure that's blackmail.
Mm-hmm. We might need to go get Jen from the Sands of Time and come take this man out the game because he just made Paige sign a contract that she didn't even know she was signing. She didn't even read
Okay.
it.
That's fraud, okay? That is fraud, Sunshine. You ain't slick. You want some jerky? You know, get the jerky, paint their face so they can't see. Yeah, Sunshine is playing a very smart and strategic game, and I am so interested to see. It's like, y'all gonna catch on to what this man is doing because they say puppet master. He's the puppet in the master, okay? He pulling the strings and dancing. Like,
Okay. And speaking of strings, one last thing from this tribe, as they were talking in a group in a circle, they all state that they're talking, they feel comfortable with them five, and they think they need to swing over one person. And they say Natasha. So Ryan, Manfred, and Paige were the three of the people who were all agreeing that, yeah, we need to pull in Natasha so we can have the numbers if merge is right around the corner. So this is the state of that tribe as we're leaving off, getting ready to head to the new Roxborough, where it's a war that's coming. We talked about the storm and smelling the rain. This time you don't need to smell the rain. You can see the rain coming down the street and the tornadoes forming right in front of your house. You don't know if your house gonna stay there. You don't know if your house gonna go away. Just like we don't know if these two tribes gonna stick together with the OG or it's gonna be something else.
have you ever? Do you like R&B music, Tim?
I like R&B music. I really do. I like a couple artists. I like me some Tinashe. I like
Okay.
some other R&B artists. Yeah, I do.
Have you ever heard of this song? I mean, you are a little younger than me, so you might, but it's a classic. But it goes something like, "There's a stranger in my house. It took a while for me to figure out there's no way he could be who he says you are. You gotta be someone else, 'cause he wouldn't touch me like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he wouldn't treat me like you do." Have you ever heard that song?
I have. I know this
Uh,
song.
okay, because there's a stranger on this podcast.
Oh,
Okay. There's a stranger on this podcast. And here I am, casting my eyes at sneaky, sneaky, sneaky Ben. But little did I know, I'm podcasting with a two-timing lying son of a gun will look you in the face and say, I ain't do it. Or get somebody else to do it. No. I
I
who
pinky
who
promise, Bryce. I pinky promised them, and I lied on the pinky promise.
mm.
I lied on the pinky promise.
So tell us about this debate, right? They want the OGs to stay strong. And if they stay strong, it's 3-3 on this new tribe that Tim is on because they're going to tribal council. And they are trying to figure out, like, are we really going to go to rocks? And it's just very interesting because each tribe or each OG tribe seems to be locked in. We've got Robinette, we've got Tim, and we got Natasha. All three people that I like. Then we have Manfred, we've got Chalissa. Okay, because that's how you gotta say her name. Because Chalissa. We've got Jalissa and we've got Jasmine. They're all locked in. Jasmine seems to be a little torn in between. Alex G during this edit doesn't really give us many names to go by. And Robinette is like, I'm solid. If I ain't never really been solid before in this game, I'm solid right now. You got to dial it up. You got to dial it up. Got to dial it up. And the people that she is working with, she trusts.
Yes.
Hmm.
If in this game, Robinette is a DJ and she's one of her speakers, at that point, when it came to talking to the other tribe, she was dialed down. That speaker was on mute because she was giving them nothing. And the three folks on New Roxborough from the OG Roxborough Purple, they were trying their best to mix and mingle. But let me tell you how I was thinking about everything as I was going, right, Bryce? So I'm walking back from the immunity challenge. We just lost. And the three purple is at the front. Two right behind you got Natasha and Robinette. And right behind them is me. I'm trying to speed up, walk to get in the mix with my OG tribe just to see what's happening. And I really can't. So I'm like, they whispering to one another. I don't know what's going on. I just voted in the minority. I'm thinking all of these things, and I know that it's a 3-3. One of these three got to come out on top. And if I'm not in the 3 or I don't feel solid in my 3, some might have to change. So it's a lot of things strategic wise we don't get to see. I want to let you in on, right?
Okay.
So what we don't get to see is me and Jasmine really bonded a lot. I was talking a lot with Jasmine. We talked about each other lives. We talked about being in Divine Nine organizations. We was vibing. Basically, that was my homegirl, and I didn't even know that was my homegirl at that point. And
Because me and
here
my
come the-
home, if you
Mhm.
can't go to Bella Noche's, then where can you go?
Where can you go? And it seemed like we might have been at Bella Noche's because we voted together. But the big thing is, Bryce, so I'm playing this game. I'm like, okay, it's the other people on that other tribe. They just voted out Emma and they got Gabe. So that's a solid group. And I'm thinking, if I'm on a solid group, if our whole game is like a stack of books, then I'm the book at the bottom that got like the pages wrinkled and the cover is a little torn up. And you don't know if you want to keep it on your shelf or if you want to throw it away or just put it somewhere else on the table. So
Okay.
that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm feeling. And I'm like, nah, it's time for a new edition to come out.
Oh,
And
not
I
Bobby
knew,
Brown.
okay. And I knew that this is the big thing, Bryce. I was the person to throw out Natasha's name first. Yes, I was.
Jen would never. Jen
Jen
would
would never.
never.
I know. But I'm thinking, I want to play in the middle. I want to get rid of somebody who's going to be a threat to me playing in the middle. And I recognize how great of a game Natasha was playing. Natasha was social. Natasha got along with a lot of people. Me and Natasha was cool. And Natasha was trying to get Green to stick together because that was going to benefit her. I was thinking it might not benefit me. And if I can get Natasha's name thrown out there and it's not my name thrown out there, if push come to shove, then I can choose if I want to stay green strong or if I want to go with purple.
I've been a nasty boy. Tim's been a nasty boy. Is somebody going to match his freak?
Okay, and I thought Ben was going to be that person in that round because Ben didn't have nobody. I didn't have nobody. So we headed up to Tribal Council. I had to make sure everybody seemed cool, calm, collected, comfortable, all the C's because I was entering my villain era. And we get to the voting and I wrote down Natasha's name. And when Natasha is getting ready to head out of the game, she's like, was it you? I'm thinking, okay, well, Ryan told us at the beginning of the game, he talked to Jen, right? So if they get to talk to people who was voted out, I don't want nobody to talk to Natasha and know that it was me who flipped. So I was like, no, like absolutely not.
Vote?
Like, no, like
What's a
what?
vote? Did we just and you and me watching? I believed you, and I was like, "Oh, it was Robinette." I thought she was dialed up, but
Right. I'm like, okay, look at Robinette making this big surprise face, like she acting, right? You know, it gotta be her. But it was me. I even asked Robinette, I was like, was it you? You know, I had to keep the act going. I did theater when I was in college. I was doing plays. I was on the stage. We flew to Rhode Island, did a play before. So I know how to act, Bryce. I know how to act. And you might have to give me my Oscar for that because I was trying to perform.
okay. I mean, I don't know if that was Oscar worthy. I mean, maybe a Nickelodeon's Kids Choice nominee. Okay, we got to see more because we still pissed. Okay, we the viewers is pissed, not Timmy. Okay. But listen, on the back of your shirt, I read this episode. It's the butterfly effect. So you know you're the stages of your life. So I mean, right now, maybe you are in your villain era.
Yeah, but it just like the butterfly effect, it came back because at the end of the episode, when Natasha is getting her exit confessional, she's like, I don't know who it was. I feel like it was Timmy. So I'm gonna write down Timmy name. And she wrote down Timmy name on that red block. And It said Timmy. It said Timmy on there. So we'll have to see what that means in the future. But my name is on the block now.
Uh-oh. Timmy from the block. We will have to tune in. The episodes for next week, there looks like there is a surprise. It looks like the sands of time have their time. And so we'll have to see what that means. But this was definitely a great episode. I keep saying every week that, Alex G continuously does his thing. And this was an amazing episode. And it looks like the merge is on the horizon. And I cannot wait.
Yes, I'm so excited, Bryce. I'm so excited to talk with you again next week about it. For folks who listening, on the Purple Pants podcast, Bryce hold it down, but you can also hold it down with me over on Instagram by following me at TimSagramB on my Instagram page. And you can also find me on Bryson Wynn Present page, creating a little content, talking about Survivor. We got 47 around the corner. So yeah, Bryce.
Yes. We're all excited. And we'll have to see what Tim we get over there on his content because he might not be that trustworthy, but we'll have to see. But again, I can't thank you enough, Tim, and I can't thank enough you for watching and listening. We'll be back next week. This has been your Purple Pants podcast coverage of Survivor Philadelphia Season 3, Episode 5 recap. We'll be back next week. Dial it up.
Peace.
It's the Purple Pants podcast. You better listen in public, might make your stomach hurt. Ooh. It's the Purple Pants podcast. You're trying to unwind, you better get that box wine. It's the Purple Pants podcast. You're trying to get your snack, you better hurry right back though. It's the Purple Pants. It's the Purple Pants.